Okay. So we can start. At the end of the live session, we will ask you to become special guests. So let me now join. Okay, let's start. Let's start. And let me go through the course. I'm sharing now my screen. Okay. So here we are. I downloaded this report regarding the global cybersecurity outlook done by Accenture and by the World Economic Forum last year in 2024. I found something really, really interesting regarding our, let's say, um, lessons. Today, when we talk about cybersecurity, cybersecurity is not only technology, absolutely not. When we talk about cybersecurity, we are directly involved in geopolitical uncertainties. So we are directly involved in geopolitics. Last time I showed you a screen. I shared my screen regarding all the cyber attacks happening every day in the world. We will go back and see the same screen and see what happened today. The last time there were over 10 million cyber attacks in only one day. In only one day. Okay. Uh, this is what's happening when we talk about cybersecurity. So the complexity in cybersecurity is really interesting, let's say. We talk about geopolitical tensions. We talk about cyber skills gap, artificial intelligence, emerging tech, law framework and regulatory requirements, and supply chain interdependencies. The concept of supply chain interdependencies is really important. It's the value chain of our economies. Everything is connected from production to distribution, and from distribution to not wholesale, but also details in sales regarding final consumers. So the whole chain from production to distribution is also involved in cybersecurity. Then we have the cybercrime sophistication that are getting more and more specialized in how to do attacks. Now let's stop this screen and let's go back to our live. Uh, uh, I would like to ask, I will ask to join as special guest at the end of the live session. So the special guest, I'm writing now a message to our audience. The special guest must show face with height and audio with good. So I just sent a message because we will have some special guests. I tried at the beginning to have some special guests, but there were technical issues. One of those was really dark in their face, not good light. And so we have to be very, very careful in how to do broadcasting and how to do streaming. Light is really important. So show your face, use a good light and a good microphone. So we will have a good interaction. With that minimal level of technology, we are not able to invite you. So I recommend to have at least a minimal requirement, okay? Minimal requirement, a good light and a good microphone. So let's continue our discussion, and I will also connect to the course that we are following, and a report that I downloaded from. Okay, let's share again the screen. I'm going to share, and here's the report. Okay, let's continue to see what's really interesting to know about cybersecurity. As I told you before, cybersecurity is not only technology. It is something that regards geopolitical tensions. Okay, the world today is in the middle of a political storm. Everything is changing fast. All the traditional and organizations were not able to handle all this new uncertainty came up with the third millennium. So, geopolitical tension is one of the main factors that shape cybersecurity strategy. Let's go ahead and see the other part of this report. Why is this report so interesting? As I told you before, cybersecurity is not only technology. Cybersecurity is something that is focused on the whole AI ecosystem because our society today is really, really characterized by a high level of hypercomplexity. Hypercomplexity. As written here, as cyberspace becomes increasingly complex, all people, personnel, and organization has to meet and has to detect these problems, try to find a solution to these disparities and to these disruptions. Reason why we call uh, and we define these concepts as major disparities and disruptions. Let's go ahead with this report. See again the main factors, which are geopolitical tensions, cyber war, and as you can see, there are also many, many other factors regarding cybersecurity. In this chart, you can read by yourself also the other factors that are really interesting to discover, like cybercrime sophistication, supply chain independencies, law framework, and regulatory requirements. For example, last year in 2024, the European Union approved the AI Act, but the AI Artificial Intelligence Act, and also another law framework regarding cyber security at European level. In Europe, the agency that handles and manages cybersecurity is called ENISA. We'll go through the website later, and we'll also check these files and this documentation later. Let me now show you something I was interested. Okay, let's now go back with the report. Why is cybersecurity becoming increasingly complex? Again, geopolitical tensions, cybercrime sophistication, supply chain interdependencies, law frameworks and regulatory requirements, AI and emerging tech, cyber skill gaps. How can we defend ourselves from cyber organizations, cyber criminals? Because they are at a higher level. It is not only one person, but these are organizations that are getting day by day well trained and getting higher skills. Their upskilling is a daily activity. Is a daily activity. Let's go through now this report. And here we are. There is a convergence between cybercrime and organized groups. And I would like to add there's a convergence with cybercrime, organized crime groups, and these powerful data centers. like high performance computers and quantum computing. So these are like tools, these are like data platforms that can be used after a prompt. A prompt is an instruction given to a machine, but in this case, it is an instruction given to a data center where we have tens of units that are high performance computers or quantum computing machines. Let's now go through this report and let's see some interesting chart or some interesting concept. This is the shield that I will talk about the shield later because there's something new. There's a partnership with Morocco, with Kadi Ayad University. There's a new group that I founded with a group of students called Cybercore, and it will be extended also to Nigeria. A group of specialists in cybersecurity to defend the private and public sector. Cybercore has been launched on May, and it will be presented in the next live session by the students and by the people that already got a university degree in cybersecurity in Marrakesh, Morocco, from the Kadi Ayad University. So we will create a partnership from those students and the people that already got a degree in cybersecurity and our local community in Nigeria. So let's go through this report again. This can be, for example, one of the guys that don't want to show their identity that are fighting against hackers. So we have to be prepared to fight against hackers that are using AI power, AI technology. So it is like a cyber war. Now let's see the tool I was talking about. What is happening today in the world? It is really interesting to know what is happening today in the world. So reason why. So as you see, um, this is the situation of today. Okay, it is a cyber war, and this is something serious. No joke. We're not guessing here. This is real data, and real data is also here. So when we talk about cybersecurity, for example, Italy is one of the most attacked countries of the world. Montenegro is at position 142. Italy is at position 9. So as you see, it's no joke. Today we had so many attacks, and these are the attacks happening today in the world. It's a cyber war. So that's why we have to generate cybersecurity awareness. Okay, let's go back. Let's stop sharing the screen. Let's go back to the studio. So you saw, let me launch the screen again. Okay. Yeah. So right in this moment, we have so many attacks in the world, over 10 million. Reason why we have to elevate our cybersecurity awareness. We have to talk. We have to talk about our experiences using computers, using mobile devices. We have to share. If we receive phone calls, hackers love to call you. They love to measure your emotions. They love to measure your sensations. They want to track your movement. While you walk, they have some kind of software. They know how to track. They also use your mobile phone to steal money using a technology that your mobile device has called NFSC, near field communication. Near field communication. So there are so many reasons to elevate the cybersecurity awareness. Be prepared to handle this change. The first 30 minutes passed in our live session. Now I am open to your questions and to your observations. Let's see what's on the chat. Okay. So, I'm reading now. Okay, if you have any questions, we can also respond to your questions or to your personal observation. Because, as I said before, this is not a one-way communication live session. We have to create interaction between us. So we have to launch some kind of a talk show. Okay, it must be like a talk show between us. So this is the concept, really interesting concept, talk show. So so I have, for example, from Padre Bube, how are they able to track this attack on real time? We have seen these cyber maps. Kaspersky, the one that we saw, belongs to Kaspersky. Kaspersky has one of the famous antivirus softwares around the world. But they also have a high level of knowledge. They know very well the architecture of a computer. They know very well the architecture of a mobile phone because their software had many versions. Also at web server levels. So we are talking about specialists. They are able to track, and their data generated is official. It is reliable data, and it's also open data that can be used to understand. Let's see again the map, because I understand you have interest in seeing this map. That's really, really interesting. So I'm launching again the map so you will understand what's happening right now in the world. So I'm joining the map, statistics, map. Wow. So, as I said before, Italy is at position 9, and it is one of the most attacked countries of the world. So, this is official data. It is not generated by, it is not fake data, it is official data. So we're talking about cyber threat from Kaspersky. Okay, so we're talking about real data in live data, real data. So this is what is happening in the world. And there are millions and millions of attacks every day. Okay, we can also see another map here. The map is something that you can understand by yourself. Also, here we have so many attacks by so many countries. And the link is something really nice. I can send you the link on the chat and you can check by yourself. Okay, stop sharing. I will share this link, live link on the chat. I'm sharing right now the link of live cyber attacks. The link is above and you can see the link, so you can check by yourself. Now let's go back to the report again. Okay. There's some kind of analysis done regarding cyber vulnerabilities in 2025, predicted by professionals that work in this sector. So 66, this is a high. In your view, which of the following will most significantly affect cybersecurity in the next 12 months? AI, machine learning technologies, convergence of IT and OT security, cloud technologies, quantum technologies, satellite technologies. Okay, let's stop for a minute. Why did we see satellites? I explained last time that cybersecurity is not only technology. It is something that belongs to our information society. We are living in a period that is characterized not only by change. Every society in the past centuries were always changing day by day, month by month, year by year. So change is a characteristic of our society. Every society changed in all the centuries, in all the past centuries. The characteristic of our society in the age of interaction, in our information society, is the speed of change. Things are changing too fast, and we are not able to understand what happened yesterday and what will happen tomorrow. So, from one point of view, the characteristic of our society is the speed of change. And this change is extended in all sectors. This is happening at a moment, at the beginning of the third millennium, that has another characteristic. Earth economy is extended now to space economy. So we're also talking about planetary transformation, planetary transition. What does this mean? This means that we don't have to only take care about our data. In the last live sessions, we were talking about how to protect data at many levels or at many circles. I talked about three circles. The first circle is the perimeter of your office. Then when you send an email, that information flow gets out of your first perimeter and enters to the second perimeter. So the second circle means leaving the place of generation of information. The first circle is where information is generated. The second circle is where the information is moving to. So it is crossing the first perimeter to go to the second circle. The third circle is the whole cyberspace. This is something really new, which is happening at the speed never saw before. The other characteristic of our information society, the other characteristic of the age of interaction today, is that Earth economy is changing at the speed of light, becoming an extension. And the new part emerging is called space economy. And that is why cybersecurity is something that also involves and engages satellites. At which level? Obviously, all of you have heard about Elon Musk and his satellites that are not really, really high. They're at the height below 1,000 kilometers from the level of Earth to a certain atmosphere. There's a zone called LEO, low Earth orbit. Low Earth orbit is all the space, is all the zone from the land, from the level of Earth to 1,000 kilometers. Just to have a sense, a jumbo 747 flies at 12 kilometers, let's say around 12,000, maybe 11,000 or 12,000 meters. So 11, 12 kilometers. LEO is on that zone from 0 to 1,000 kilometers. The satellites that help us get connected with the internet and which is part of the cyberspace. So cyberspace is cables on land, cables undersea, all the infrastructures of transmission on lands, and satellites. In the sea, we have nodes of cables. One of the biggest nodes are in the Mediterranean Sea between Sicily and Calabria. It's in the Aeolian Islands, Lipari, one of the biggest nodes. And we also have heard that there have been some attacks to this undersea cables where they are simply cutting the cables. So we must see the whole picture. We must don't think only that internet is only the screen of our computer. No, it is something really huge. So we have to elevate our awareness of cybersecurity. Let's see if you have any questions or any observations. Let me now read. So please share the link. Yes, the link is shared. Padre Ebubu. Like to say hello to Padre Ebubu. Okay. We can also talk about many sectors regarding cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is not personal data. Cybersecurity must be used also for healthcare, how to protect the data that we generate when we go to a hospital. It is good to know that when you go to a hospital, your data is so precious for hackers because there are huge companies like insurance companies that if they know that you are sick, they will not let you sign an insurance. So personal data regarding healthcare is one of the most highest as value. So when we talk about cybersecurity, it is not only your personal data you generate in your office, but it is also extended outside your office. When you go to a hospital, for example, the data generated in a hospital has a worldwide standard electronic medical record or electronic health record, two worldwide standards that are generated and they can be used in database systems. These records must be protected. So when we talk about cybersecurity, we talk about many, many sectors. Your financial data, your banking data, your healthcare data, but also your educational data when you go to university. So that's why it is easy for Canada, one of the richest countries of the world, with only around 30 million of people like population, to defend their boundaries. But it is not easy for Nigeria, that has one of the most highest populations of Africa with limited resources. This is the threat. This is why I decided to share my experience. I don't like to win easy, to go to Canada and teach. No, I like to find the way to share my experience, to explain to everybody. Be ready for change. Elevate your cybersecurity awareness level. If we do this, we are doing the right thing in the right moment. So it is easy for the richest countries. It is easy for the richest citizens to buy 3 computers, to buy 4 antivirus software, to buy a LAN, to buy a watch guard that costs a lot of thousands and one watch guard, a hardware to protect your LAN system from Fortinet or from WatchGuard is expensive. Thousands of euros, thousands of euros. Who has money, obviously, can protect data. But what happens when a government does not have a budget? Or what happens to a local community that does not have a budget, but has limited resources? So the real value is in information. People like me sharing my best experiences to open your mind and to understand how to take action with limited resources. So that's why I launched CyberCore. It will be a community of collective intelligence to fight against hackers and to elevate the knowledge of the cybersecurity atmosphere and sector. Let's go back to the studio. Here we are going back to the studio. Thank you very much. And call for us. So as you see, we are ending our wonderful live session. I ended the Google Meet. I ended the Google Meet. A lot of people wanted to join. This session was really interesting. It is good to understand that it must not be a one-way communication. I must not talk for an hour but we must share our experience. We will get back to many concepts, okay? But I would like to end. Good evening to Golden Echo. It is good to focus on this. It is easy for a rich nation to prepare their population regarding cybersecurity because a rich nation has a budget, has unlimited resources. It is not easy for a nation with a limited budget or with no budget at all to prepare their population. This is one of the reasons why I accepted this educational program to share my personal experience and to elevate the cybersecurity awareness. How? Sharing my experience. Over 25 years of experience at all levels, private, public. Now, it must not be a one-way communication. So it is good for next time to be prepared. Everybody must be prepared to become special guests, like this time. Now, thank you again for your time. I ask you to go through the slides, to mark all the slides once you finish reading, mark as complete, and to try to understand all the slides because as soon as possible, we will do personal interviews to help you reach a good level. Everybody must reach a good level. Nobody will be left behind. Okay. So that is all for tonight. I would like to say thanks for your time. Thanks for being here with us. And see you at our next live session meeting. Thank you. Bye. Bye.